Now, in common with many seaside towns, Morecambe has known its share of hard times over the years.
But it is a place with a strong sense of community, and it's working hard in various ways to ensure that Morecambe has a brighter future. Well, Dave Guest is there for us tonight, along with a few other people I see, for the latest in our series, Community Matters. Dave.
It's like a pilot.
Yes, welcome again to Morecambe and to the Sunderland Point Sea Shanty crew, who are providing a suitably nautical backing for us on this rather wet day in Morecambe. Now, these folk live in a community that knows all about isolation because it's cut off twice a day by the tide, but that doesn't stop them getting out. They've just returned from the Edinburgh Fringe and now they're here at the Exchange Creative Community. Now, let me tell you about the Exchange Creative Community. Basically, it's a community-based project which aims to use the arts and creative industries to try and regenerate this part of Morecambe. I'll be telling you more about what they do and how they do it a little later. Now, when I was a kid growing up here in Morecambe back in the 60s and 70s, the community always came together in force for the annual summer carnival. It died a death some years ago, but then an inspired Morecambe husband and wife team decided to revive it with spectacular results.
Basically, we got a little bit fed up with people running down the town. We wanted to do our little bit to help regeneration, and one of the things that we both knew about was the carnival from years and years ago, because we were both in it years and years ago.
Well, I think you only have to look round today to see that the community have come out in force, because it brings people out of their houses. If you put something on, people will come.
How many years do you think you're going to keep doing this for?
Now, that is a good question. If it's always like this, we'll keep on doing it. And once the people stop responding to it and stop coming, then we'll reconsider it then. But at the moment, there's no sign of that happening.
Well, few carnivals could boast the wonderful backdrop that Morecambe has. Morecambe Bay, of course, is spectacular. It's award-winning. And right through the year, teams of volunteers work hard and relentlessly to keep it looking spick and span. I met up with one of those teams. It's a little before 10 on a Saturday morning, and on the shoreline at Heysham, an army of volunteers is preparing for battle. Their foe, litter.
There's not a lot of big stuff. We've had some people coming out and helping over the last few days.
They're being marshalled by Jean. She's on a crusade to keep her local beach clean.
We got our neighbours and friends together with the community at Sunderland Point, and we set up the Middleton Sands Beach Care project.
How easy is it to persuade volunteers to give up a Saturday to come and do this?
You know, some people are so enthusiastic. There's absolutely no problem at all. People love coming.
I was born and brought up by the beach in Morecambe here, and I care about the environment and I care about the beach. It's looking nice.
So Will, why have you got involved in this?
Well, it's clean up the environment. Like, if we don't clean up the environment, everything's going to die.
We do a lot of dog walking round here, so we like our environment.
Do you think you're ever going to get on top of it though?
I'd like to think so, because this is not as bad as what it were at the beginning of the year.
Want to go grab that bit, buddy? This is why we're here. Little bits of plastic like that, it's not good for the nature.
It's amazing what you find on a beach, isn't it?
Yeah, stuff like this comes from anywhere. It could have come across the Irish Sea. There's also, we get fridges, 40-gallon oil drums, there's all sorts.
It's true, each litter pick brings new surprises. They recently found an urn of cremated remains.
Well, they've been blessed with some pretty decent weather today, but these guys turn out twice a month, every month of the year, whatever the weather. Now, some cynics may well say, well, why are they bothering? Because another tide will bring in more rubbish. Well, yes, they realise that, they know that, but they say if everyone did just a little, then perhaps it could make a really big difference in the long run.
Well, those teams between them across Morecambe Bay have picked up something like 47 tonnes of litter over recent years, so that's a great effort. Now, back here at the Exchange Community, Becky, you started all this off. How is this place helping regeneration?
You know, art is a really amazing way of bringing people together through all like the workshops, the festivals, the events that we've done and the various initiatives that we've established. You know, it's helping to create a new narrative for the West End, a new identity, and, you know, whilst tackling some of the problems that we've got here, you know.
Okay. Right, thanks very much indeed. And it's Friday tea time. They always put on a meal here on Friday tea time. And in here, if you come through, but we've got Joe. Now, Joe, you're another one of the founders of this. You've got a library here where you lend out equipment for craft and power tools. Who uses that?
It's for anybody that wants to use it. Like, we've been working with artists for a while now and realised that there's a huge benefit of sharing access to resources because things can cost thousands of pounds, so we wanted to make it affordable. So if we share what we have, we've realised that actually there's people in the area who need decorating supplies, DIY tools, gardening tools, so we've kind of gone wide and decided to open something that can benefit a lot of people, really.
Okay, thanks very much indeed. Well, it's always a very lively place, as you can see here. And in fact, we'll go back out this way now. If you join me here. They're running out of space, basically. They took over the entire terrace of shops here, but that's not big enough for them. They now want to take over the church across the road. They've set up a crowdfunding page to try and do that. So, best of luck to them in raising the money to do that. Well, I will leave you now with the Sunderland Point Sea Shanty crew and say goodbye.
Shame we couldn't hear them, but they sounded great, didn't they? What little we could hear. I quite like Dave. Did you notice how Dave was reclining against the bar like Del Boy? I was just waiting for him to stand up and then fall down.
It looked like a very natural place for him to be, didn't it? On a Friday night. Fair enough.